want to welcome to this lesson, by the way. Today we want to look at the concept of opportunity cost. Um, this is a very important concept in economics. In fact, economics birth was based on the discovery or the concept of the opportunity cost. Um, so maybe before we go into details, it would be important to define what opportunity cost is, and then we'll appreciate why this is very, very important. So look at the definition of opportunity cost. The measurement, how do we measure opportunity cost in consumption and production, and then why is it important in economics? Why is it opportunity cost is an important concept in economics? So in simple terms, we can say that opportunity cost is a benefit forgone. Okay, a benefit forgone, or in other words, a lost opportunity, a lost benefit from an alternative. So what we are trying to say here is that let an individual have choices, or you would like to allocate resources in alternative A, okay, and then there is also an alternative B. Both of these A have benefits, they result to benefits, some level of benefits, and this will also result to some level of benefits. Okay, but then the resources available will not be enough to do A and B at the same time. Okay, then what it means is the economic agent will face what is known as a trade-off. Okay, a trade-off. You must do this. You must implement A. Okay, when he or she implements alternative A, he loses the benefits from implementing B. Alternatively, if he or she implements this choice B, then he must forfeit the benefits in A. Then in that case, what that means is the opportunity cost of implementing A are the benefits from the benefits that have been forfeited or foregone by implementing A. In other words, if you implement A, the opportunity cost are benefits for B. Okay, so if you implement B, the opportunity cost are the benefits in A. So that's why we're saying that it is a benefit foregone. Okay, a benefit that has been foregone, that has been forfeited, is an opportunity cost. Okay, so measurement. How do we measure? Opportunity cost? So look at this as an example. We'll look at two examples. How can we? Because you see, both producers and consumers, as economic agents, they face a trade-off. We face trade-offs every day. We face the opportunity cost every day. So, in fact, the economists agree that the true cost of something is the opportunity cost. Okay, think about that in a moment. We'll come back to that idea, to some of those conclusions. But let's look at how do we measure opportunity cost in let's say production. Okay, for us to understand, you need to recall about the PPF. Okay, we'll start with the production. So remember the production possibility curve. So this shows the production possibility, the maximum production possibility between two goods, let's say X and Y. Okay, so you remember that point A, any point on the PPF use similar resources. Okay, so use the same quantity of resources to the extent that there is just rearrangement. Okay, so if you produce this level, let's say x1 and y1, you use all the resources, but it's the same resources will be able to produce this combination of resources, so on with a C. Okay, now what we see here, of course, the rest you know it already. If the point, let's say point D, cannot be attained because it requires more of Y and X, and resources may not be enough to produce point D. And point E is so inefficient because you produce less of Y and X and resources are idle. So the most economic, the most efficient points are on the PPF. Okay. Now, anyway, that's a story of another day. But we want to focus on how do we measure opportunity cost now. Now, what you can see here is that if we look at point A, we are producing Y1 and X1. But if we want to produce more of X from X1 to X2, what is happening is we are reducing Y here. So what it means is the opportunity cost, if we assume that this is 1 unit, from X1 to X2 is 1, then we know that the opportunity cost, why we must sacrifice this, because if we remember in the definition we say it's a benefit forgone, okay, or the sacrifice that we make by undertaking an alternative choice. So the choice here is adding one more extra unit here, so we forego the production in Y by Y2 minus Y1. So this is going to be the opportunity cost. This is going to be opportunity cost. In general, the opportunity cost is going to be the slope of the PPF, which is known as the marginal rate of transformation. So the marginal rate of transformation is simply going to be the change in Y as a result of the change in X. Okay, so that is going to be the simplified version of the MRT. So we want to measure the opportunity cost of X here. Okay, the opportunity cost of X is going to be how much resources have we removed for production of Y to produce this extra unit in X. If this is 1, then MRT of X is going to be the change in Y, as we said here that maybe if this is 1. So that's how we measure opportunity cost in the production. Similarly, in consumption, what about in consumption? In consumption, okay, we look at what is known as the Indifference Cave, the Indifference Cave. So you already know that the Indifference Cave shows the combination of two products, X and Y, which yield the same level of utility to a consumer. So when a consumer consumes A and B, the satisfaction is the same. Okay, that's the indifference scale, the unique characteristic of the indifference scale. Now, at point A, the consumer can choose to consume X1, or can choose X1 with the Y1, or can choose to consume X2 with Y2. The same is happening if the consumer would like to increase X, then must reduce Y. If he wants to increase Y, then he must reduce X, because resources are scarce. Okay, so in consumption, this similar to the MRT, we call this the marginal rate of substitution. So the marginal rate of substitution is going to be the change in Y as a result of change in X if it is marginal rate of substitution of X. If it is a marginal rate of substitution for Y, then it's going to be the change in X as a result of the changes in Y. How much resources do we sacrifice in X to increase production consumption in Y? Similar to here, you could also do the same. You could say marginal rate of transformation of Y would also now be change in X over change in Y. If this is 1, then this marginal rate of transformation of Y reduces to the change in X. So basically that's what it is. Please look at more examples where you have values here that consumption has changed, because these are not abstracts. These are numbers, but then we are just representing. So I leave the learner to go and check examples where we have numbers and practice on how to measure opportunity cost. So in conclusion, the opportunity cost is measured by marginal rate of transformation and marginal rate of substitution. Marginal rate of transformation in production, while marginal rate of substitution in consumption. So that's how we measure opportunity cost, but it is basically the trade-off. So now the application. Okay, so we need to know that economists agree that the opportunity cost is the true cost. Okay, the opportunity cost is a true cost. Whatever you do has an whatever you do, how much? I mean, because resources. By the way, the opportunity cost is arising from an issue of scarcity of resources. Okay, so if resources were abundant, there would have been no opportunity cost. This producer would have produced unlimited Y and would have produced unlimited of X. Even this consumer can consume more of Y and more of X because resources are abundant. But because they are scarce, that's when we face these trade-offs. We forego benefits by taking alternatives because resources are scarce. So it is the true cost because of that reason that because of the reason that resources are scarce. I want to elaborate more on being the true cost. You see, let's suppose that you buy a vehicle. Okay, let's suppose that you buy a vehicle at let's say 1 million kwacha. You see, when you are doing that, do not look only at the monetary value, but you look at what you would have obtained by not buying the vehicle, but by using the 1 million in other alternative choices, such as, let's say, for example, buying land. Okay, so the opportunity cost of buying the vehicle at 1 million, you forfeit the benefits of buying land. So this the the cost of the value of a 1 million kwacha land is the true cost of the 1 million vehicle worth 1 million kwacha worth vehicle that you would like to purchase. So it is considered to be the true cost of something. So anyway, I'm running out of time. Get more videos on www dot solvit.msc.org or write me for through director at msc dot mscmw.org. Sorry, here you must also put mw. So it's solveit.mscmw.org. You can then you go on lessons. You get more lessons on this. You get more lessons on microeconomics. You get more lessons on macroeconomics. You get lessons on econometrics and even mathematics. And again, you also get lessons for research. In case you want to make donations, you can also contact us through this or using this number 0884 135 917. So this is Malawi, so we can say 265 884 and so on. You can also like my page on LinkedIn, Facebook, and even on YouTube. So both names are Solveit and tutorials. I'll see you in the next video, and if you want more clarifications on this lesson, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you very much.